Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Be Hawk Live. I am one of your hosts, Dirty. I don't even know why I'm broadcasting. I just don't feel like it. It's terrible. I don't know. Here she is sitting in the background, just looking to irritate me on this Wednesday evening.
Me irritate you? I don't do that.
No, just a tad. Just a tad. And then here also is the one and the only Daddy Ed. Right here. How are you?
Howdy.
So, guys, we have a couple special guests tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna bring the first one in. This guy is actually gonna be starting a new show here at the X Fan Legion with us, right? He's going to be starting a show about the DC Defenders. And there's a reason why we're having the guy on, because he has a special connection to St. Louis. Can you guys figure out why he has a special connection to St. Louis?
Why are you going to put us on the spot?
You guys can't figure out. I said he's a DC Defenders fan.
Mm-hmm.
Their team is in the playoffs, and he has a special connection to St. Louis.
He has a man crush on Tomo, too?
Yes, he does. It is Chris. How are you, Chris?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, Chris.
What's up?
So Chris, your team came. We went to DC. Amanda and Ed went to DC. I'm blaming Amanda for going to DC because every game Amanda has went to and stayed to for the entire game, we have lost.
Rude.
I mean, it's truth. I wasn't at week 9, and were you there? Did we leave? Did we lose in week 9?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay.
Yes.
Did we lose in DC? Did we lose in DC? Did you stay for the whole game?
Here we go.
Okay. I mean, it's okay. You just you got to accept the horrible things that happen to you in life, and just live for another day.
That's
Chris,
right.
are you on my side? Whose side are you on here? Okay.
Look, I'm on anybody's side for.
I think we need to restart the show.
I don't think so. It's too late. I love it. Right, Daddy Ed? It's funny. Somebody else picking on Amanda besides us, right? So,
Never
Chris,
hurts to have a third.
That's right. You have, you guys, the DC Defenders, have ran through the league, except you guys, see, here's the thing, though. This is why I'm a little upset, Chris. See, you guys couldn't get it done against the Guardians. You guys lost to the Guardians of all teams.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but here we are at 7-3 on the outside looking in, and your Defenders with Jordan Ta'amu have made the North Championship.
Hey, you know what's crazy, though? What's crazy is I remember when they were first drafting and they took Eric Dungy, which I was perfectly fine with because I watched him at Syracuse and I loved him. I thought he was a great quarterback there, but And the second I saw Tiamo, I was like, all right, Dungy's never gonna get to play. And then they got a Derek King in there, and I was like, okay, cool, somebody that can run the balls a little. I watched him in Miami for a little bit, so because I'm a North Carolina fan, unfortunately, we don't like to win games we're supposed to win. But
That's kind of how it is here in St. Louis. When the games that we're supposed to win, we lose. That's the games that Amanda shows up to. We lose those games.
oh man,
That's
Harsh.
beside the
Just
point.
so harsh.
I know that's beside the point. You guys are in the championship. You guys are playing Seattle. Two teams a team you've actually played very closely.
yes,
And as you know, as you've watched the show, I have a man crush on Jordan Ta'amu and Ben DiNucci, apparently, is what everybody says. I think it's more Daddy Ed has the man crush on DiNucci. And
Oh, yeah. That's definitely it, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
We all like the Nooch, man. We all like it. I mean,
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, we
if you-
don't.
well, if you
No,
don't,
I
if
think
you
you
don't, it's
got-
okay. He'll grow on you. Trust me.
thank you.
I think you
Yeah.
got DiNucci confused with Jameson Winston. Maybe that's it.
Well, there's no 30 for 30 here, so we got.
Yeah. So you have two of the most prolific, high-scoring offense jumping off in the championship game with Jordan and DiNucci. I mean, what are you expecting of this game?
Very, very, very close. Coming down to possibly an overtime, which I would, unfortunately, I wouldn't like that, but I would love to see because I love the XFL overtime. I think it's one of the best overtime things going in football or in sports, honestly. So,
Could you, Daddy Ed and Amanda, could you guys imagine a championship game going into overtime?
I would love it.
it'd be great. I mean, not for me because I'd be wanting to literally throw up in my seat, but I mean, not. It's cool. I've seen one on TV. I got to experience it when we played the Renegades, which, a couple of iffy calls at the end of that game was like, but I was like, that's pretty cool. I like the way they do it.
Right. Now, John, listen.
All right,
there's
now
a
this
reason.
nerd wants to chime in.
Hold on. Jesus, Amanda.
Wow.
John, there's a reason why Chris is on the B-Hawk Live show. Chris is going to be starting a DC Defender show in the near future here on the X-Fan Legion in the X-Fan show page. He'll be starting a show about the Defenders. Because the season's over, the three of us have decided to get fans from outside of St. Louis to talk about the St. Louis fan base and how they perceive the fan base. That's the reason why he's on it. Plus, he's got Jordan playing this weekend, so we're all Defenders fans this weekend.
We need Jordan in the XFL, man. Jordan's a great quarterback.
Right. So let's look at this. The second game they played, it was 34-33 in the last minute, and that was in week 8. The Defenders won 34-33, and then in week. Oh, hold on. I'm getting to it. And then in week 1, the Defenders won 22-18. So we're talking a very, very close game, like you said. And Scott, you're right. If it can't be the Battlehawks, then it's got to be the Defenders in DC. It's got to be.
That's very true.
Now look, here's what I'm gonna say though. The Nooch has been playing outstanding over the last
Oh yeah,
few
fantastic.
weeks, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to find out if we are actually hated around the league or if it's just a small majority of the St. Louis fan base. So, I mean, I agree. I think it is going to be a close game. I would love to see the overtime. I think it's going to be a shootout. As long as Amanda doesn't watch the game, then the DC should win because she is rooting for Seattle.
Like
man.
hell.
Well, I gotta sit with my uncle who's also a Sea Dragons fan. He's sitting right next to me, so
Like hell.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you just hear what he said? You're taking your uncle,
yeah.
who is a Sea Dragons fan?
And
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. All right, Chris. Now, since everybody's wondering why a DC fan is on here, right?
let's try it.
Yeah, we got Trey Watkins is coming on in a little less than 5 minutes. You watched all the XFL games, right?
I've watched most of them. There's one, because of certain circumstances, I didn't get to see one. I
Right.
think it was one, but most of them.
Thank you,
Right.
Kevin.
You pay
saying
attention.
Jordan rules, screw the nooch.
I'm gonna.
See, you
I'm
don't
gonna
want
have
to
to
put those comments up, do you?
Ah,
You don't want to put those up, do you?
take out the
Mhm.
nooch. We are hated around the league. So you're on a lot of the other pages and all of that. So how does a DC fan see the St. Louis Battlehawk fan base?
Okay, so personally, I have no problem because I believe the more fans that go to games, the better. It helps, bring the league out. It helps, like spread word and everything. The more people you get to watch the XFL more. So I don't mind it because that city got screwed when St. Louis and the Rams left. So they've been looking for football for a long time. But more fans is good for me for the league. But at least it's not in the Vipers kind of horrible looking stadium where there's like 12 people there. But
Oh God, don't get dirty going on Cashman Field. Oh God.
So, but no, but
Chris,
I
you
believe
really want to
that,
do that Defender show, don't you, buddy?
no, but I believe that
think
the
you
more
do.
fans the better. But I do go on these pages on Facebook, and some there's just some of them that are overly like worried about. They feel like attendance wins games, and that I've been seeing that so much. Like it's crazy because they're like, oh well, we might not have won, we might have lost to you guys twice, but we still have the attendance. I was like, dude, you can have your attendance and 2 L's. I mean, that's all we got here. You can take the 2 L's with your fan attendance and shove it up your ass.
Oh,
Oh,
So,
all right.
to put it out to the St. Louis fans, what they could do to be more likable to the other fan bases.
So I don't really hate them. It's just you get the certain ones that are annoying as all you know what, and
Mhm.
it makes others look bad. It makes the other ones like kind of they put you in a bubble, And I know what that is. We put in a bubble as like a fan base. It's kind of like you support the team when it's winning, but when they're not, it's like I don't want to go to a game anymore. But like no, I think it's good, but I see a lot of people on those pages, like just ripping them a new one, like hashtag there is no call law and all. There's all kinds of stuff like that. It's a lot of hate towards the fans, and some of it is warranted towards certain people, but I would say like I don't mind it because, like I said, more fans is better for the teams and better for the league.
All right, Chris, we got our next guest getting ready to come up, Mr. Trey Watson. Give us your prediction for this weekend. Defenders versus the Seattle Sea Dragons.
Watch what you say.
What? What did I say? I
All
said
I'm gonna do is pick Seattle.
the Defenders versus the Seattle Sea Dragons. Who are you picking?
Who am I
Yeah.
picking?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you know who I'm going to pick, but I'll give you a score. I'm going to give we're going to go 31 20 28. 31 28 DC.
Ooh, DC. All right. Well, I like that. All right, everybody be paying in the near future, be paying attention. Chris will be joining us every now and then on this show. Chris will be starting up his own show about the DC Defenders here on the X fan page. We don't know exactly when, but he will be starting up a show about the Defenders of the XFL. Chris, anything else you want to say to the St. Louis faithful? Like maybe like Go Jordan or something like that. Or actually, you really do want to say the Nooch is Gucci because we all know the
No, we
Nooch is
don't.
Gucci.
No, we don't.
I like Danucci. He's grown on me a lot. I liked when that one game he did start in the NFL. I was like, all right, this guy's got some talent. But he just had to find a spot to show it. And he's balled out. And one thing I am super excited about this weekend is I've been wanting to see Josh Gordon play for the longest time, so I do get to see that. So I do. I am a big Josh Gordon guy. I was when he was in college. So I mean, but no, just I would say like enjoy football more. Enjoy it a little more instead of going to bash everybody if their fans aren't there. Just enjoy a little more. Life's more enjoyable when you're not angry.
That is true. It is. That's why I try to get Amanda not to be so angry. Ain't that right, Ed?
Yeah.
Right. We try to get her not to be so angry, but that doesn't work for us. So.
Okay, anyway, thank you.
All right, Chris, thanks for joining us.
Hey, and maybe next time you can your lighting can be kind of more red and your clothing can kind of be a little more red, so we can.
Yeah, no.
Listen here, Chris. Thank you so much
not
for your
wearing red.
time.
I'm
We
not wearing
appreciate
red.
you.
All right, Chris. Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you guys
All
later.
right.
Bye.
Now, in the backstage, he kind of intimidates me. Just look at him backstage. I mean, the smile. He can even smile, and that smile still doesn't help me. I mean, this is an intimidating dude. This is an intimidating dude. He played 8 games with the Battlehawks. He had 12 tackles, solo tackles, 12 assists, and 24 total tackles. One of Daddy Ed's man crushes is about ready to come on this show right now, I have to say. Am I right?
Yeah, he took a picture with my grandson after the game
He
last
did.
weekend.
Eddie Ed, since this is one of your man crushes, would you like to introduce our next guest?
Hey, all Battlehawk Nation. Let's welcome back the 2-time interview on the B-Hawk Live Show, Trey Watson Jr., Senior.
Hey, Trey.
How you doing?
He has a little junior, right?
Yes, I do. I do have a junior.
You look just like your baby.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That is.
Welcome to the B-Hawk Live Show. It's already off the rails because of Amanda and Ed, man crushing over Mr. Trey Watson here. So, Trey, thank you for joining us again. How are you on this wonderful Wednesday evening?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me back on. I really appreciate it. Nice little memento to kind of, celebrate what was an outstanding season. Obviously, wish it was still going on, but things happen. It's part of life, but it doesn't take away from the amazing time we had.
Right now, see, Trey, I'm gonna kind of.
Hey, Trey,
do
what's
this.
on your hand right now? Can you do a? Let's see. Hey,
yeah.
what you got
Trey,
there, Trey?
Trey,
Yeah.
I have to kind of ask you, when did that happen? What week was that, by the way?
It was week 9. I was unfortunately gone for that game, but fortunately I was having the time of my life with my wife and the rest of our family in Montego Bay, Jamaica. We had an amazing time. Unfortunately, the Battlehawks just didn't that weekend. It's part of life, man. When we were planning this whole wedding thing, I was actually playing up in Canada at the time, so I based it off that off season. Obviously, little did I know, a couple months later I'd be in the XFL. But the staff was extremely understanding of everything. When I told them, hey, I'm gonna miss, arguably what was the most important game of the season, given everything we know now. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's a once in a lifetime experience, and we enjoyed that.
Yeah, now see, Trey, look, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that you got married to your lovely fiance. But
Congratulations, Trey.
I've been putting the
Thank you.
congratulations, but I might want to blame you just a little bit for week 9, you not being there. But no, I'm not going to do that. Congratulations. That was a very beautiful
What's
wedding,
the
very
act?
beautiful pictures. I just said, no, I'm not going to.
That just goes to show how bad we missed having
Right.
him
That
there.
just shows you how bad we missed you, Trey. That's all that shows. But no,
sure.
let's really talk about the season. Like you said, you started off in Canada. We'll just recap a little. You started off in Canada. You got drafted in the supplemental draft back to the States with the Battlehawks. You get here, you start playing. So let's go from game 1 to the last game of the season. Did you really think it was going to be what was that experience from game 1 all the way to game 10?
It was an incredible experience. Really, each week had its own, challenges and new things that it brought for me personally, and then for us as a team. But obviously we started off week 1 with a crazy game against San Antonio, the insane comeback at the end. Week 2 followed up with a great comeback and a last second win again in Seattle. And really each week throughout the season, just every game had its own special moments, both for us as a team and for me personally. So I'm just so thankful to have been able to play this year. I came off an injury from this past year up in Canada. Didn't know if I was going to be healthy enough to make the team or be enough of myself to be able to contribute for us. So I was able to do that, and I'm thankful for that, more than anything. And at the end of the day, Made a lot of new friends. We had a great time this season, and like I said, although we didn't make the playoffs, it was an incredible experience. Got to experience St. Louis and the fandom there and how much it meant. For them to bring that energy for our home games. It's unlike many places in football. Period. So that was a unique experience, and definitely thankful for that.
You talk about the experience in St. Louis. You played in Dallas. You played in Dallas in the NFL, right? Then you went to the CFL. You played in Montreal and Edmonton, and then you come to St. Louis to play in the XFL. What was it like playing from the CFL to the XFL? Can you explain the differences between the two, and like was there things you had to transition to, or was it just a seamless transition?
For me personally, it was pretty seamless just because I've been playing football for so long. Played in the Big Ten with all those crazy fan bases. Really you can just go down the list, all those unique places to play. But the CFL was a unique experience. It's extremely different being an American player and going up there, and you're learning places that you couldn't even point out on the map, like Regina, Saskatchewan, and Hamilton, Ontario. You don't even know what these places are or what they're about. But some of those fan bases, they brought some energy, and some of those places we really had a good time. But none of those places compared to the energy that St. Louis brought to each and every one of our games. That was unlike anything anywhere else in the XFL. And really, it's only comparable to those massive fan bases that some of those big time Division I college teams have, like the Ohio States, the Penn States, the Michigan, Iowa. They created that unique environment where home games were so much fun, and there's so much to look forward to because you just knew the energy was going to be unmatched.
Now, you say the home games, right? You say it was unmatched. I've been very critical about our fans in St. Louis, right? Like the streamers irritated me because why throw them on the field, right? The beach balls on the field. Why throw them on the field? And then the dumb blow up doll that they were throwing around in week 10. Like, what were you guys thinking seeing all of that, the streamers and the beach balls? Like, what was going through your guys? Were you guys like, these people are just absolutely insane? Or were you just like, what kind of atmosphere and what do you relate it to?
It's, for one, I'll say it's a much better experience being that's your fan base versus when we played in DC and they're throwing the lemons. When you're on the other side of it, it's much more annoying and harder to deal with. But when it's coming from your fan base, it just lets you know how excited they are to be there. And that energy, it gets reciprocated, onto us, and guys feed off of that and make plays, and they want to see more of that. They want to feel more of that, knowing that it came from their contributions on the field. So, I don't mind any of that. I loved seeing that, that dome as packed as it was, and I love, hearing the crowd after you make a big play. That's what football is about.
Right. Okay. Now, Mike has a question for you right here. It says, do we foresee a lot of players trying their luck at the next level, much like the USFL talent did last year during training camps? Or do you guys think that the players will focus their energy towards their current XFL teams, continuing to strengthen their craft? So I'm going to ask you first. Do you foresee trying your luck at the next level, or are you going to give it another year or so and focus your energy towards your XFL team to continue strengthening your craft?
Mm-hmm. So, watch what you say, Trey.
Oh,
watch what you say.
So what I'll say, man, and the simple answer for almost any player is you can do those things simultaneously. Obviously we just finished a long season. I come off of playing 2 football seasons in one calendar year period. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you got to do is you have to give your body a chance to recover, whether that's a week for guys who came out of the season relatively healthy, whether it's, a couple weeks for guys who maybe are banged up and kind of dealt through some things. You have to give your body a chance to bounce back, and then you get back into training. Whether you're looking to get some workouts for the NFL and get a camp invite, or you're waiting until next year with the XFL again, you have to train and you have to be essentially ready at any moment in time. So that's what I'll be focusing on doing. Primarily, I want to get as healthy as I possibly can first. So that's my first goal. And then just as any other guy, man, whatever opportunity presents itself, to prolong your career, to make the most money you can while you can. That's what you have to do, because you never know when your time's going to end in this game. That's just the reality of playing the sport of football. So while you can, you have to maximize it. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I know all these guys out here are going to do as their season comes to a conclusion in the XFL.
Now, you say the season comes to a conclusion. Unfortunately, the Battlehawk season has come to a conclusion. Let me ask you this. Week 9, we kind of, laid the egg. We go into week 10 knowing that – explain to the people as a player, how did you guys – because if you watch ESPN and everything, it says the Battlehawks – the Seattle can't score more than 34 points. The Battlehawks are already 20 points down. They have to score 19 points or more. Can't allow the Guardians to score 7 points or more, blah, blah, blah. So how did you guys – exactly, because that's all it was. And I'm going to play some videos later about it from Hazlitt and all that. Like, what was your – explain to us as a player, what was your guys' mindset knowing what you had to do, or was it still confusing even on Sunday to you?
It definitely was confusing, in large part because most of the stuff that ESPN was putting out while we were playing Seattle in Week 9, and then even during our game and Seattle's game, a lot of that stuff was incorrect. The math wasn't mathing, as a lot of people would say. So that doesn't help. I read a lot of stuff on social media. I'm pretty interactive in all those kinds of things. So I kind of saw like the in-depth math of what potentially we needed to do to even up the 4th, the 5th, and then even the 6th tiebreaker. And even it doesn't matter how much you know about those things. At the end of the day, you still have to come in and play a game. And the guys across from you aren't just going to say, hey, yeah, we'll let you score the exact number of points you need to score and not score any point. So, our goal on Saturday was to play the best game we could. We knew scoring a lot of points would help, and we knew not allowing them to score points would help us as well. Offense scored a ton of points, and that really helped. Unfortunately, in the first half, we kind of, we kind of slipped up a little bit, and gave them the extra long play on the fake punt, and just had a couple miscues that allowed them to score 20 in that first half. And in the tiebreaker sense, that came back to bite us in the butt. But it's more than that. Obviously, we know in Week 9 we had the chance to win it outright and not have to even worry about anything. And just weren't able to come through. So that's the reality of it. You can know all those things, but at the end of the day, man, you're competing against other grown men who want to win. There were win bonuses involved. Orlando wasn't going to just give that up just because they weren't in the playoffs either. So there's more than that when it comes to competition.
Hey Trey, can you do me a favor? Can
What's
you
that?
tell me right now that DiNucci's not Gucci?
No,
Can you
stop
tell me that? Can you do that?
In my book, he's not. I think he's an extremely talented player. I just say one thing that I want to do in what I say on social media and what I say in any moment or do in any moment where I know a camera might be on me is I want to portray the version of people that I want, or the version of me that I want people to see. And he's been mic'd up essentially every game that I've watched of Seattle, and at times he's portrayed a version of himself that I think some people might rub some people the wrong way at times.
You mean he's a jerk.
Oh.
Look,
in other words, he's a
matter,
jerk.
no matter how talented you are, man, you still want to be a good person at the end of the day. That's what I want to be first and foremost, is a quality human being. And I think just at times, he's come off in ways that might rub people the wrong way. Whether or not that's who he is as a person all the time, you don't know. But those are the moments that are captured on TV when you're talking to your teammates, talking to your coaches, and things like that. And when you're someone who is playing well, like he was playing for the most part, there's a microscope on you. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah, Trey, Daddy Ed, I apologize. There's something wrong with Amanda's microphone. It's not working anymore. So we have to figure out what's going on with it. I don't know. But, Trey, we have a question here. As somebody who covers the Sea Dragons, I'm curious if the Battlehawk players are salty as let's see, now I got an echo somewhere. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. I'll figure it out in a minute. So are you guys salty that the way it lost is it going down as far as it did on the tiebreakers?
Yeah, I mean, I 100% would be lying if I said that part's not frustrating. I mean, you sit here and talk about we were a 7-3 team that only lost to the best team in the league and split the season series with Seattle. Um, at on any scale, we were arguably the third best team in the league. You know, based on record and based on how we played the entire length of the season. So yeah, when you start talking about, okay, there's a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all these tiebreakers, that gets into it because you don't go into a game like game 1, game 2, really besides game 10 when we knew the situation, you don't go into a game saying, oh, I have to score 62 points because all the way down the line, that's going to be the difference between winning or losing. No, 90% of the time, if you're running the score up at the end of the game, people are going to say you're a poor sport and this and that, all these other things. So, you go in with the objective to win. And that's what we did each and every week. And unfortunately, it just came down to those things. Obviously, there's ways they could have got around that by not, it having to be based on division, being the best 4 teams with the best records in the league. That would have, ruled that out. I don't think very many people would argue with the fact that a 4-6 team shouldn't be making a postseason when a 7-3 team doesn't. Or other way around. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so it's just like when you sit there and look at it that way, I mean, it's pretty simple to say, that probably wasn't the best way to do things. But hindsight's always 2020. It is what it is now.
No, okay, I'm glad you said that. So I'm going to ask you this question. I mean, Scott right here says, nothing to be down about. 7-3 is a great record. And again, this is the B-Hawk Live Show. I am one of your hosts, Dirty. Amanda is right there next to me. Daddy Ed is below her, and we are joined for St. Louis's very own, one of St. Louis's most popular players, the linebacker, Mr. Trey Watson.
I agree.
Was just recently married in a beautiful ceremony. But so let me ask you this. You guys know it, like you just said, like what Todd said, you guys knew what everything was about, right? Do you think they should have had 2 divisions, or do you think it should have just been all one division? Or do you think did you guys know from the start that it was going to be the top 2 teams in each division? Or what was your guys' perspective of that? What did you guys understand that was supposed to be like?
I mean, yeah, that was my understanding of it from the beginning. But like I said, I'm generally more well-versed in the minute details than a lot of people. Just because I want to know. I want to know going in. I want to know everything that's happening, the full circumstance. But not everyone's that in depth. Some guys are just like, man, I'm here to get football, or I'm here to play football. I'm here to get paid. How do I do that? But I mean, like I said, looking back on it, it's easy to see that wasn't wise, given how strong one division was compared to the other. When you look at the fact that Arlington won 1 game against the North Division, and really that was the first game of the season, and they barely won at that. Mm-hmm. That I believe they had 2 pick sixes, and those were their only touchdowns in the game. So I mean, there's an argument there that they could just as easily be 3-7, and so now you're talking about, okay, that it just doesn't look very good from the naked eye to say that a team like that is in a postseason, has earned the right to go to a playoff to win a championship. Because if you get 10 opportunities and you only win 4 of them and you lose 6, I don't believe that you've earned the right to compete for a championship. You had 10 chances and you didn't get it done. But at the end of the day, that's the way it was set up, and that's the way the chips fell for us and for Arlington.
See, people, look, it's not fair. I've been saying it's not fair, but you heard it from the player's mouth. It's just the way the chips lie. All right, anybody got any other? Because I mean, I could keep asking Trey questions all night. Do one of you two got a question for him? Because
I got a question.
My next one I got to know. But go, Daddy Ed.
So, as your career progresses, or how you see it progressing, is there anything right now that you know of that's a possibility out there that you're striving for, or is it truly that you're just waiting for the phone to ring?
I mean, the goal is the NFL. I don't know any competitor or any football player or really any sport athlete that would say, hey, I don't want to get to the pinnacle of my sport, for the fact that's just in your competitive nature. So that's always the goal. Now I am just waiting on that opportunity to present itself. Will it happen this year? Who knows? Like I said, like in the short term, my biggest goal is to get back to 100% health, or whatever 100% is for me at this point in my career. Because that does change as time goes, believe it or not. I'm only 26, but 4 years removed from college. In football miles, I have a good amount of miles on me. So, hopefully there's a lot of ball left for me. Hopefully the NFL opportunity does come. But I was extremely happy and enjoying this experience here in the XFL, and particularly in St. Louis. And if all the cards line up, I'd love to do it again next year.
Hold on, Ed. Hold on, Ed. Did you we got to rewind the clock here a little bit on something? Trey, how old did you say you were again?
26.
Oh, you old.
Ed, that makes me feel old because I have 2 children that are older than Mr. Trey Watson. Thanks for making me feel old, Trey. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it.
That just means you had kids young, man. That just means you had them young.
All right,
Trey, I know your son is happy to have you home, isn't he?
Well, I'm not home just yet. That's what I'm actually waiting on doing. I've been stuck back here in the hub handling a little bit of that medical stuff. So I should be getting home tomorrow officially, and I know he will be excited to have me home, and I'm even more excited to be able to be there and spend that time with him and my wife. Missed a lot of that.
It's funny that you just say the hub, that you're still stuck in the hub, right? Explain how the hub system actually helped you guys. Did it help you guys, or do you think it hurt you guys? What do you think?
I mean, it's most beneficial to the league owners and the league itself, because it allows them just to consolidate everything, money, resources, all of that. You know what I mean? When you have 2 teams using facilities here and there, you have one hotel where everyone stays, and you partner with all the ones in the area, and then they have the Center of X rehab facility where the whole league gets to rehab it and have access to that. It's most beneficial to them. Now, obviously, we also get access to those resources, and in a way that helps. But we didn't have any true home games from the perspective of not having to travel, not having to do things like that. The only team that benefited from that was Arlington and whoever they were playing. That was the only time teams didn't have to worry about that. So from that perspective, as a player, you'd obviously like to not have to travel every single week. Now you think about us, our flights were about like an hour and 15, an hour and 30 minutes. You talk about Seattle, theirs were about 4 hours, and they had 5 home games. They also had to go to DC. That's about a 3+ hour flight. So it presents its own unique advantages and challenges, both for players and staff and management. I would really like to see them get into the cities next year. Who knows how long they'll do the hub system? Obviously, they feel like it was a success given that how smoothly this year went. So we'll see what they do from that perspective.
So how does it work then? Technically, if next year you were to make your way back to the XFL, does the Battlehawks own your rights, or do you automatically return to us, or do you know how that works?
I would assume so, given that basically all of us signed 1-year deals at a time. I would assume that you would revert back to your team if and when someone re-signs with the league, unless there were some release that happens at any point in time along the way for an NFL opportunity or something like that. I would assume that's how it works, but I'm not 100% on that.
Good.
This is the B-Hawk Live. We are here with Mr. Trey Watson. Now, Trey, I mean, you got the fans on here. So here's the one question I actually was wanting to ask. And look, I mean, the only thing that they were disappointed about was the low attendance in some of the cities, mainly Vegas and Orlando. I've talked about that on our X-Fan show. We've talked about it on this show. I think a lot of that had to do with marketing. I'm not going to ask you that because I don't want to get you in trouble or anything like that, because I'll say it. The marketing was non-existent in the home markets in St. Louis and all the other cities. I'll say it for you guys. But of all the cities, let's take St. Louis out. Take St. Louis out of the picture. Okay? Of all the cities you played in, St. Louis you can't say.
Mhm.
But of all the cities that you played in this year at the XFL, what was your best player experience? Which city?
I'd say outside of us, it was probably DC. They play in a smaller venue, which at times can bode well for a secondary league like the XFL, where not every place is going to get 25,000 people. But they did fill that stadium well, and they had their own unique fan traits, similar to what St. Louis brings in terms of that. Um, so that was an exciting experience. Also, DC is like a second home for me because I went to the University of Maryland. So,
Mhm.
there's ties for me there. But they did have an exciting atmosphere, and they were the only other place that even remotely could say that they sold out a game this past this what was it, the last week of the season or whatever.
I mean,
Um,
technically they did. They sold
yeah,
all
yeah. So that's
18,000 tickets.
yeah, so that's good, and that's what you want, from all sides. As a player, you want a sold out crowd, with energy and excitement to see you play. That only motivates you to play better, and makes you feel comfortable with where you're at. And you want that from the league because you want people to be paying to see your product.
See, I've figured. I see me. When we say they went to DC, I didn't. I got sick. Me and Amanda went to San Diego. I went to Vegas and I went to Seattle. Right? We went to San Antonio. Personally, my best fan experience was Vegas because of
Mhm.
the intimacy of that stadium. It was like anywhere you went, you could see the game at all times.
Absolutely.
But as a fan experience, where it was the tailgating and all that, it was San Diego, hands down.
You mean San Antonio?
Yeah, that's what I meant, San Antonio. So let's talk about that. I mean, San Antonio probably had the craziest and rowdiest fans as St. Louis did, right?
Mhm.
What was it like that first game playing in San Antonio with the
It was
24,000 there?
Yeah, I'm about to say it was a good atmosphere. I think that was their largest attendance as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it worked out well that was the game we played there.
Mhm.
But there was a lot of energy, man. Anytime you can get a good amount of fans inside the dome, inside a dome, it just naturally creates its own energy. Just a little bit louder, and it's a little bit more intimate, kind of like you were describing with Vegas. So that part was cool, and that was a good experience overall. You could feel the excitement in the building there for sure.
All right, now take out St. Louis again, because in my opinion, I don't think the dome playing field is all that great. It's been there forever. The best playing conditions of the XFL. Where do you think it was?
That's hard because like generally grass is better on your body than turf. Um, Now when we played in DC, the grass was super wet and it wasn't ideal, but it wasn't terrible either. Uh, Obviously, everyone saw the complaints about the Vegas field and how they were kind of struggling with that. So overall, I'd probably say Seattle. Now, obviously, Seattle's home of the Seahawks, a $1 billion franchise. So you expect it to be pretty high quality, and I think it was. So that would probably be the safest answer for that.
Seattle. And it was loud. I was at that game. It was loud. And especially when you guys kicked that field goal. I was
Mhm.
right there at the end zone and I watched it. I was doing a live video of it. And you guys kicked the field goal and I go, oops, St. Louis won, Seattle. And I got people, I thought I was going to get murdered
Oh
trying
yeah.
to get out of that stadium because you guys. So luckily I was with the mayor of the XFL, so I didn't get murdered in Seattle. So what is it? The season, like Mike said, you're resting up. You basically played 2 football seasons in a
hmm
calendar year. How is the body feeling first and foremost?
It's hurting, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's just the nature.
He's
That's just the
honest.
nature of playing this game that we play, as violent as it is, and not really ever having a chance to fully recover or have an off season in between the two. Like I said, I was coming off a really significant injury in Canada as it is, so dealing with those things. But like I said, that's part of playing the game. So I'm gonna figure that out and work to getting back to 100%.
So, big thing, draft is tomorrow. The No Fun League draft is tomorrow.
One of my
OTAs
favorite days of the year.
OTAs are
Christmas.
just around the corner for the No Fun League. Let's say Trey Watson's at home resting up. He gets a phone call from the No Fun League. They said they've seen some tape on Trey.
Why you
What
gotta tell
city? What do you mean? I'm asking him. What city would you like to be making that phone call?
You better say Minnesota.
Minneapolis, of course.
No, don't say that, Trey. Please don't say
Better
that. Please don't say
Better
that.
say Minnesota.
No,
Say-
that wouldn't be my first choice.
Thank you.
That's just the reality of it. You know, when you have a little brother who's playing in
Hold
the
on,
NFL,
Trey.
Oh,
Oh, it's not working. I messed it up. It's all good. Never mind. Go ahead.
Anyway, keep going, Trey.
yeah, when you have a little brother playing in the NFL, one, we've never gotten to play before, really, at any level. We were always, just a couple years apart, and then I went to a different high school than he did, and we would have only crossed over 1 year anyway. So the logical choice would be Green Bay, just because that'd be a special experience.
Oh,
to have it
God.
all.
Eric, that's my cousin. If you don't
I
put
agree
that
with
down-
Eric. Chicago. I agree with Eric.
No,
Chicago.
Eric.
Yeah,
I'm
that
over
would
you.
that would be like the polar opposite, since that'd be the rival of my of Christian's team. But hey, look, if and
Eric,
when
sorry
someone
about you.
if and when someone's calling, that's a blessing in and of itself. If there's an NFL team that pops up in Alaska, I'm on the first flight. So
Whoa. Hold on. You know how cold
Minnesota,
it is?
you ain't gonna be on the first flight, but Alaska, you will.
no, that's what I'm saying. I'd be on the first one anywhere, even if it was Alaska. But I mean, I was playing in Edmonton. Now, if you look at Edmonton on a map, it's dang near close to Antarctica up there. It's pretty high. So
Yeah, it is.
So
I'm just saying. You know how cold it is in Alaska in the
yeah,
wintertime?
so the cold doesn't bother me. That's the least of my concerns. If they're paying, I'm playing. I'll put it like that.
Mhm.
So Trey, I know you got a lot of stuff. You still got some stuff to wrap up. We have fans on here. What is it? I'm going to turn the floor over to you. What is it that you would like to say to the St. Louis fan base, to the Battle Hawks, and all of that? I'm going to give you your words that you could say to the fan base.
Just thank you guys. It was an amazing year. I, along with everyone else who dressed for our team, really lived off of that energy and that spark that you guys provided for us. Sorry we couldn't win every home game, because you want to protect your home and the energy y'all provided. Y'all deserved a win each and every week. So really just I appreciate it. And, kind of like I said earlier, if and when the opportunity presents itself to come back, St. Louis is the place I want to be. And we'll have a great time again in 2024 if that opportunity is there. So appreciate you guys.
Trey, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate
Trey,
it.
thank
If
you.
you do
Absolutely.
get that call to Green Bay, I will buy your Green Bay jersey and I will rock it.
I appreciate that.
I will make sure that Daddy Ed and Amanda get your Green Bay jersey also, and that they rock
Oh,
it.
no. Trey, I would do it for you, not for the
Nothing
team.
but the best for you, Trey.
Trey, I do it for
appreciate
you, not the team.
Thank you. We got to talk to The Rock about getting the player XFL jerseys anyway. That needs to happen for 2024.
There
Yes,
you go.
it
All right,
does.
Trey, stay in touch. Get rested up. We'll be watching for you and all of that stuff, man. Much love to you, and we will see you hopefully back in 2024.
Give your baby
Absolutely.
boy a kiss for me.
I got
so
you. Thank you,
cute.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one.
You
Yeah.
too, ladies and
You.
gentlemen. That is Mr. Trey Watson, possibly one of the most fan favorite Battle Hawks of all. And I will say this: the only reason why we lost that game week 9 is because Trey wasn't there. Now that he's off the air, I'll say that's the reason why we lost it.
He's such a nice guy.
He had to
You're
go
so-
get married. But hey,
Now that he's
whatever.
married, he better get used to missing quite a few of those man events.
Let me just say this.
His life has changed more than he realizes.
Arlington, A-Train, if you're watching, when I messaged him, he said absolutely. What did he
Listen.
say to you?
Trey is going to have to keep his eye on the target now, is all I'm saying.
Where's
It's all
A-Train
I'm
at?
Am I right, Ed? He's going to have to
Yeah,
keep his eye
I
on
mean,
the target.
he has no idea.
Right, exactly. He doesn't know what's in store for him, but the best of luck to him. Now, look, the season's over, right? So what we're going to do here at B Hawk Live is the lovely hyena right there, is going to be trying to get us as many people as she can, players and coaches and stuff like that. And the guy below me, Daddy Ed, had decided we want to reach out to the fans of all the other fan bases and bring them on and have them share their thoughts of the St. Louis fan base. Because if you look at a few of the thoughts of the St. Louis fan base, hey, St. Louis, we're not liked very much at all. At all. And we need to change that. That's all I'm saying. We got to keep our eye on the target and change us to be more fan friendly. Yes, you are right. You are right. I-70 Media Sports. The majority of the St. Louis fan base are Hoosiers. Yes, we are hated. We have to change it. So jealousy could be, period. Yes, good luck with that. But I know we're going to do it. But listen, I'm going to keep my eye on the target, and I am going to get it changed. Plain and simple. And I have a friend that's going to help me change it also. Daddy Ed, do you want to know who my friend is?
Go ahead. Surprise me.
I think he has a bit of Parkinson's from drinking too many Budweisers.
Stop it.
No, but anyways.
Stop it.
But no, look, I mean, it did, trust me. I've been a biggest proponent saying, listen, it sucks that the Battlehawks are not in the playoffs, right? It does. Yes, go Battlehawks, right. Go Battlehawk. David, I am with the Battlehawk Nation no matter what. I get it. But if we want, look, here's what we ended up getting at the end of the season. We got a participation trophy for the largest fan base and the largest attendance. Good for us. So let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. Okay.
The highest out of any.
We got to get past all we want to talk about on social media is attendance.
Exactly. So for people to say that this league was rigged, right? Let's really think.
I don't know where you're hearing that from. Where are you hearing? I've never heard the word rigged.
It's on there. It's on there. Trust me. So listen, let me ask you two a question. If this league was rigged, who do you think you would want to have in the playoffs right now?
Go ahead, Amanda. I'll let you go first.
Not the sea, whatever, snakes, whatever them things called. What do you call them things?
No offense to you, Jimmy.
Sea garden snakes.
Sea dragons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sea dragons. No offense to you, Jimmy, and your 4-6 Renegades. Which you guys, hey, listen, you guys won second place in your division. You guys deserve it, right?
They'll be out this weekend. It's all right.
Right, but guys, listen, this league wasn't rigged. If it was rigged, they would want the Battlehawks in there. Plain and simple. Not the glowworms, Kevin says.
The glowworms. That's a good one.
So get over it. It was set up. And here's something, now it's starting to, what I'm really starting to find interesting, okay, is that you have coaches.
Something with that. I think the shame of the whole thing is St. Louis deserves to be in the playoffs. They got a good football team. They're 7-3 and they don't make it. I don't, someone's going to have to relook at it next year, I think. But I feel sorry for Anthony and his group because that's a good football team. They should be in the playoffs. Something with that.
Yeah, that was
So
Curtis.
Danucci, what does that mean?
Yeah, but look at it this way. We finished third in the division. The top two teams that qualified, what was our record against them? 1-3. So do we really deserve to be in the playoffs even though we have a 7-3 record? I mean, we lost 3 out of 4 to DC and Seattle. So we had our chances. We lost to DC and Seattle at home. So we have nothing to gripe about.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, does it suck that we're not in the playoffs? Yes. But, I mean, you heard what Trey said. He said this was set up like this. We all knew how it was all year. The top 2 teams, we were to the understanding, top 2 teams in each division make it, right?
But I'm sorry. The team you saw last weekend was not the team you saw when they played Seattle and DC.
No, 100%.
Not at all.
And I mean, look right here. Look.
But why is that?
I don't know, but the good doctor says it. Playoffs would mean more beach balls and blow up dolls.
Now they could get rid of the beach balls. That is such God. I can't stand the beach balls.
Damn sex shop.
But
Bet some
I gotta
love.
say, the blow up doll, that was pretty funny, especially
Oh, my-
when the one dude grabbed the arms and started dancing with it instead of bouncing it around. So
This is St. Louis.
I can
right?
watch the blow up dolls; they don't bother me. It's the beach balls. It's like, what is going on?
Do you Ed, is it because you don't like balls hitting you in the face? Is that why,
Yes.
Ed?
Answer the question.
Let's
Answer the
just
question,
say
Ed.
in the section I'm in, the balls never get that high.
Welcome to B-Hawk Live After Hours.
That
If
is
they
actually a
did, you know
really
what
good
sound
answer.
you would hear?
What?
Deflate gate. Deflate gate. That's what you would hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Look, you heard from Trey Watson. You heard from the player himself. It said we knew what was going into this. We didn't get business done when we needed to get business done. Ed, you brought up the good point. 1-3. We were 1-3 against the two top teams in our division, right? That's not going to get you to the playoffs. That's not going to get you a division win. Amanda, you had said it. If we'd have taken care of business in week 9, we would have been in the We would have been in the playoffs, okay? But we didn't. We shit the bed in week 9, right? And then, so we go out week 10 hoping to score as many points as we can, which we did, and then hoping Seattle and Vegas, that Vegas helps us out. That's
And
not how you
what
get the playoffs.
And what
You shouldn't have
happens
to
when you
rely on
rely on
another
that?
team to
You
do
get
it.
it. You get what you get because Vegas. I don't care what anybody says. The way that game finished in the fourth quarter, Vegas was not playing to win that game.
Right. I guess Scott likes getting hit in the head with those balls too.
Here's the deal. At the end of the day, we shouldn't have to rely on another team.
Now, when you got to rely on another team to do your business, that's what happens. You got to take care of business in your home stadium. And
Right.
they
Now,
didn't do it.
you know
We
what,
didn't do
good
it.
doctor? I'm glad you said that because actually I do want to talk about that because Ball Hawk won. Right, yes. But I don't think it is worth the discussion. I really don't. I think it should just stay the same the way it is. I don't think they should change it. It's the top 2 teams in each division. You know, everybody, I mean, look, at the beginning of the season, everybody started out equals. They had the same, everybody had their own coaching staffs. Everybody drafted their own players. Everybody started out as equals. Some coaching staffs did better than others. Maybe do a realignment on the divisions. Maybe. But
Or maybe they should have assessed the divisions in the beginning.
maybe instead of getting that Texas triangle that they wanted, maybe they should have reassessed the divisions, in my opinion. But they didn't, and that's the XFL is problems in my opinion. So
At the end of the day, you can't control what is.
You need to leave the divisions alone because I'm all about rivalries. You're never going to get a rivalry if you change a division every year.
Right, and I 100% agree with you on that. I mean, I like the way the divisions are and all that. So I want to share this. This is from a man who is actually, and Amanda, we and Ed, we have done a lot. What?
That
So
comment.
That last comment.
That comment.
Which one?
DG King.
Where do we see that?
Uh-huh.
I don't see it.
Second one up.
I bet you don't.
Oh, I took my eye off the target. So I only drop in because
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm hot now. Go on to the next thing. Please. Thank you.
But please, on social media,
you guys,
can you stop talking about the attendance? It only makes us look like
idiots.
Just stop already with the attendance. Everybody knows we had the best attendance. We don't need to have it be the basis of every argument we have on social media. Is we had, look how many thousands of fans we had. I don't care. How'd the games turn out on the field? That's what we got to worry about.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get back into mode because of this DJ King here. You ain't the one that's got to sit with her on a Wednesday night and sit with her at football games and listen to how annoying she is. Am I right, Ed?
I can be a little annoying, but I don't care.
So,
Keep it moving.
anyways, back to what I was saying. She's definitely not interesting. That is for sure. Me and Ed is interesting.
Oh, see, okay, well we're done with that.
Okay.
What they should have said is
her
that
mic
Dirty
is
and
not
I are
working
more
anymore.
complex.
Right. I don't know why. For some reason, her mic is not working again, Ed. I don't know. So we apologize. DK shooting his shots. You usually only get one or the other. That is true. Where'd she go? Oh, Martinez is saying you're all hating on my girl. Well, good. You can have her when we come to San Antonio. Then you can have her when we come to San Antonio, right, Ed? We'll be happy to get rid of her for.
That's
the
right.
next 3 days,
I
right?
was told that I am going to enjoy the food down there, so that's
Right.
my main focus. I want to see if that's a reality.
I don't know why her microphone's not working, Ed. Let me see something. I don't know why.
I think it'll work again about 10 o'clock. So just
Oh,
give
there
it
it
time.
is. There it is. Hi, Amanda. I don't know what's going on with your microphone.
I bet you don't.
She says, LOL, I'll take her. Oh, this guy here's saying, oh, that's why those San Antonio girls.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
So, anyways,
On with the show.
on with the show. The good doctor brought up a good point. Our one of the guys that Amanda, that me, you, Big Daddy Ed, we've been very. Oh, great! No, I don't know if that would work very well.
Hey, we are actually working on a woman's show.
We are.
So be on the lookout for it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. That's not your.
Oh, thank God. I didn't know I was going to have to start drinking Bud Light, apparently, to some people. But anyways, besides the point.
Stop it.
I can drink Coors. What does Coors do to me? Nothing,
Okay.
because beer does nothing to you but get you drunk.
What are we looking at here?
Anyways, our good friend B-Hawk1, who's kind of became a symbol of the Battlehawk Nation along with Excalibur, right? Actually, let me do this because I want to get a little bit right here. So, what was it? Was it last week? Was it last week? Yes, it was last week. As some of you might know, last week we kind of had an emergency here in the B-Hawk family, here at the X-Fan family. My esteemed co-host that I always give shit to all the time, and Daddy Ed's lovely daughter there. Had a family emergency. She couldn't make it to the game. And so I went around to a bunch of the fans at the tailgates, and everybody was asking where Amanda was. And Ed can vouch, as I was making my round through the stadium, people were stopping me asking how's Amanda and everything is doing. Am I right, Ed?
Yep.
Yeah. So from the bottom of my heart here at the B-Hawk show, and I know for Ed, and I know for Amanda, which I'll remove her from the stream real quick so she can compose herself. From me and Ed and here at B-Hawk Live and Amanda, we want to say thank you to all of you guys who sent all of your videos, all of your well wishes to Amanda and her son Blake. That meant a lot. And the reason why I bring this up is this man right here, B-Hawk1, has done a lot for stuff like this. We did a special video where he went up to see Daddy Ed's grandson and Amanda's son. And he made a post right here, and I'm going to read it right now, so let me put it back up. I'll bring you back on. I just had to get sentimental for a minute. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready to come back on, Queen. So B-Hawk1 says, long post, but it needs to be said, that he had to block a few St. Louis Battlehawk fans this week. Folks, we are the largest fan base, but to be honest, we are nowhere near the best. We must as fans be honored to be that. I sit in row 3, 115 visitors side of the bench. I asked for new seats next year because of how nasty our fans are over there. My wife and my kids came to the game and refused to sit in the lower bowl simply because of Battlehawk fans. If you want to be known as the best fan base, we need to be those people to simply shut up and keep the middle finger in check. I have heard things like, I'm going to kill your mother. I'm not going to say that word, but it starts with an R, your girlfriend or your wife, or even worse. Until you as fans put a stop to this, that are 10 to 20% of us, we will be known as the worst fan base in all of the XFL. I'm not going to keep going on. Go onto the page. It's on there. Are you good? Give me the thumbs up. You good? I'm sorry. I am sorry, but I just had to be said. There's the queen. She is back. Now, Amanda, as you recomposed yourself, right? You heard what I said. Ed, you heard what I said. Well, the three of us have a very special connection to B-Hawk 1, right? Do you think what he said, and he's gotten a lot of crap from people on this comment of his, right? Do you guys think he was out of line for saying it? Because
No,
I'll let you guys answer, because then I'll give you my answer.
absolutely not.
Well,
Absolutely not.
It must be the section he was in, because I can honestly say on the home side where I'm at, you don't hear nothing like that. When I read his post, I was like, where the hell is this coming from? Because I don't experience any of that. So if you guys do on your end, then that's an issue on your end. But on the home side, I don't hear nothing like that. So,
Now, Amanda, you know where my seats are, right?
Uh-huh.
I am on the visitor side, right? Okay.
I hear it all day.
I have heard that on my side, okay? And again, St. Louis, I have told you guys this since, and I am going to take some blame for this, because in 2020, the X-Fan Show, I was the biggest proponent of destroying people. I attacked a 17-year-old kid that said he had the very first podcast about the Battlehawks. And my co-host Arlington is on here from the X-Fan Show. He can vouch. I did that. I am not proud of it. I did it. Literally eviscerated a 17-year-old kid who is no longer broadcasting anymore. Do I feel like an asshole? Yes, I do. But at the time, I didn't care. So when the XFL came back, me and Arlington decided it's time to grow the fan base. So what I did is you guys all ask me, Dirty, why do you talk so much shit on us? Why do you talk trash on us? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Because I am the anti-hero. And when I literally tell you guys, I literally can't stand half of the fan base because of the way that you guys act, the way that you guys treat the other fan bases around the league, and how you bash them, and how you say that they're garbage, and you say that they're this, and you say that they're that. It's 100% true. You want to know why The Rock didn't come to St. Louis? It was because of you, the fans in St. Louis. That's why he didn't come here.
I don't.
Ed, I'm pulling back the curtain on things that I know, Ed. The reason why he didn't come here was because of the fans of St. Louis. Because of the way that you guys act, the way that you treat the other cities, and the way that you treat the other fan bases, how you go on their page and you say horrible and nasty things to people. Okay? You want to be the best fan base. Guess what? Yay. We got the highest attendance. The only reason why we got the highest attendance is because we wanted to stick it to Stan Kroenke. We wanted to stick it to the NFL. That's the only reason why we have the higher fan base. I literally watched, and me and Amanda in Arlington, Russ, the Rock wasn't at the Oscar for 5 weeks. Wasn't at the Oscars for 5 weeks.
You're painting with a broad brush, man.
Huh?
If you want to call out my part of the fans, go ahead.
Right here. I am right here.
But don't be brushing all the St. Louis fans being that way, because that ain't the case.
10 to 20%. It's that 10 to 20%.
Yeah, it's 10 to 20%.
Well,
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Because, like I said, on our side, I don't hear that crap. So
I'm not,
because when you're on the visitor
side,
that's going to happen.
There,
well, when you're on the visitor side, that's what's going to happen. At the end of the day, people are going to talk smack.
But you don't say
that
I'm going to kill
side,
your
but
mother.
you don't say inappropriate things.
Yeah, you
that
don't
are
say I'm going to kill your
disrespectful
mother.
and hurtful.
Police your section. don't sit there and paint the broad brush of all St. Louis fans.
I didn't
But
say
then
all
you sit
St.
at the
Louis.
game and listen to these guys say that, and you don't do anything.
I didn't say all
I
St.
can
Louis.
guarantee your ass, if they were sitting next to me and they did something like that, I'd call them out. But to sit here and
Would.
keep painting the St. Louis fans as all being this big fan base that only was sticking it to Kroenke, I don't believe it. I just don't. So you can
Yeah,
go
see?
ahead and you keep bashing St. Louis fans.
Why would the home fans be negative to their own bench? I'm not. Look, we go on Facebook all the time and we see it, right? We see how they just go in and they bash. I'm not saying it's all the St. Louis fan base, but I'm telling you guys, the reason why The Rock didn't show up to St. Louis is because of the negativity that we presented in St. Louis. That's one of the reasons why. The reasons why we didn't get the championship game
Okay, listen, Dad, I'm going to give you an example.
is
Okay.
because of that.
We're Minnesota fans, right? How many times have I called you and been like full force, mad, laying it out? And how many times have you said, I'm done? Why am I a Minnesota fan? I can't do this anymore. Okay?
I'm still trying
Prime,
to figure it out.
and you still, and what happened? You still are a Minnesota Viking fan at the end of the day. So regardless, everybody can quack and flap their lips all they want to, but at the end of the day, they're still Battlehawk fans. But
just
do
as a mayor-
but do it in a respectful way, and you don't say it that way.
I've
Or
had
do it.
conversations with the mayor, and we were in full agreement to try and grow this league.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you tell me, all right, getting rid of bad apples, 100% agree. We need to get rid of the bad apples.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you helping the St. Louis fan base when you paint that broad brush that we're all a bunch of dickheads? You can't.
You never even let me finish, Ed. You never
That's
let me
because I get
finish.
tired of hearing it. It's the same old crap all the time. Same thing on social media.
Right.
They wanna always bash us as big. Whatever.
Hey, right here. Somebody wants to know if Ed will wear the Heat Miser wig to the Minnesota game.
He would. No, we're not going to do.
Now, here's what I was trying to finish before you got all fired up on me, Ed, and cut me off. In 2020, I was one of those guys that was putting the banter out there and bashing people and talking about how everybody sucked and all the other fan bases sucked and all the other fan teams sucked, right? But then when me and Arlington talked and we changed it, we said we're going to make this about the league, right? So then that's when we started, forget the negativity. That's why we try to keep the negativity. But when I'm seeing that 10 to 20% of those fans that paint the entire fan base as trash and garbage, that's what I don't like. And
I don't know
those are the
one
guys that I go at.
person. I don't know one person that watches football that's not a Fairweather fan. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, when everyone gets mad, they're always going to have something to say about the team.
Well, I
Regardless
started
of
this
what
whole
happens. They're always going to have
whole
something to say.
Facebook thing this year, and I got to tell you, it's there's times where I really question being on Facebook because it seems like all Facebook is negativity. It's like, can't fans be fans and be happy for other fans? It's just
Exactly.
It's just, how can I be a complete idiot and piss the most people off? And then when you challenge them being complete idiots, their response is something like, oh, you didn't put an apostrophe between the I and the D, or you didn't use a comma after the and. I mean, come on. It's just, as long as there's going to be people that are never happy and all they want to do is bitch about everything, go to the games, enjoy the games. If there's a dickhead sitting next to you, call him out, tell him we don't want to hear it, and enjoy the game. I don't care about
or hit me up on a private message, Dirty, at a private message, and I'll call out the fan live on the air because I like doing that kind of shit because it's fun. But now,
Russ said Ed is right.
He goes, "That's my job, Ed." Laughing my ass off. Russ said, "Ed is right." I mean, right here, the good doctor says the team is to blame for some of this because there was no fan of conduct message. I mean, I kind of agree. But look, here's all I'm saying is, look, guys, come on, man. How would you like it if somebody said they're going to kill and rape your mother?
Inappropriate.
Oh, God.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, to me, it's just like
It's called put the bottle down, people, and watch what you're there for.
That's why they quit selling alcohol at the end of the 7th inning.
It's called put the alcohol down and watch the game.
Right.
That's what you're there for, and that's what you pay the money to the XFL for, is to watch the game.
So now, yeah, see, like right here, Dirty is right. At the start of the season, a St. Louis fan said some, and he really did. The guy really did. The guy.
Well, I'll tell Viva next year when San Antonio plays in St. Louis, I'll have him come sit by me, and I guarantee you his experience will be a hell of a lot better on our side because evidently you guys are all wacko over there.
Hold on, no.
Okay, A-Train. Okay, A-Train, with your Go Defender, Seattle's trash.
I remember when I first met Viva, I was introduced to him by the mayor, and we started talking. And I was like, "Hey, dude, I love it. I want to start posting some of your stuff on my page. I love how you're doing the." And then a day later, he's like, "Hey, man, I got some really racist stuff." And I'm like, "Really?" He sent me the message. I go, "You know what? I'll take care of it." The next day, me and Arlington did a show, and I called the piece of shit out live on the air of the show, kicked him out of all the Facebook groups. I'm telling you, if you guys find these people and you find their names with all the St. Louis Battlehawk fan pages that I'm involved with, I will kick them out of those groups because I don't want that. When you
got 35,000 fans in the seats and you even say 10% are dickheads, that's 35. That's 3,500 people.
Get rid of them.
So 3,500 people out of 35,000. You still got over 30,000 that are great fans there to see a great game and enjoy themselves. So you just can't paint the whole fan base with this kind of thing.
No, I didn't. I said the 10 to 20. If you find them, tell me. I will kick them out of the groups. I will blast them live on the air. I don't care. Makes no difference to me. Makes no difference to me.
Yeah, what is it that Derek always says? You have to give respect to
You have to give respect to gain respect.
See, like, look, here's what I'm looking.
Earn respect.
And you're right, Joe. I do see you sitting there. I see you on the TV. He says, "I'm going to be completely honest. I sit and stand in the end zone and yell at the fans and opposing players, and he hasn't heard anything foul." Okay, I'm not saying you have, but I know I've seen you yell at people. You know, I've seen you yell.
At the end of the day, he's not calling out everybody. He's just saying that percentage of fans need to shut the hell up, watch what they're there for, and be quiet.
Listen,
and quit
the mayor
drinking
says
alcohol.
right here, 5 rows and 5 sections, all on the visitor side in St. Louis. I was on the phone with the mayor when he was in St. Louis as he's leaving the stadium. Literally had one of our security guards go, "I don't know why you came. You came here and we lost the game." And it said some stuff to the mayor. And the mayor goes, "Excuse me?" He goes, "I got season tickets to your team." This was a worker at the Dome that said disparaging
things. And that worker
things
should be fired.
To the mayor. So that's all I'm saying.
That worker should be fired.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. So, but anyways, I digress because we are out of the playoffs. But I do have something for us.
Well, when you renew your season tickets, they give you a chance to relocate.
Yeah, I'm not relocating.
I'll give you the sections that you should relocate to. Then you don't have to listen to any of that crap.
No, I just, you know what? Here's the thing. You know what I do, Ed? And Amanda will vouch. I'll just yell at the fans around me and call them douchebags. I don't
call him out, and he has no problem doing it.
Yeah,
and honestly, I just watch.
This is courtesy of the XFL. Coach Beck just did something. So I want to play this for you guys. Let me get it zoomed up here. Let me get it full screen. Damn it. I really need a producer. I really need a producer.
In this year.
You know,
Okay,
for
let me
coming in,
restart it because this
the
is the
main
kind
thing
of
for
stuff.
me was trying to
So you
build a
guys think
culture.
it's easy.
For me personally, guys, thank you.
Damn it!
You guys,
You guys think this is easy. This is what I deal with all the time here. My producer's not here, and I
Now
have to
everybody
do it.
knows why we go into overtime every week is because we're waiting for Dirty to put stuff on the.
Oh, miss you too, Greg.
All right.
Can't even think right now.
This is Coach Beck, courtesy of the XFL. Let's hear what he has to say to his team.
first, just for me personally, guys, thank you. You guys were awesome this year. You know, for me coming in, the main thing for me was trying to build a culture with you guys in a short amount of time. I just wanted to treat you guys how I wanted to be treated as a player when I played. I truly, genuinely, seriously, guys, care about each and every one of you. On the field, off the field, tomorrow, next week, and next month, next year, 5 years, a decade from now. My number's not going to change. For those of you that get an opportunity at the next level, all I can say is, man, recircuit your mind. Don't forget that chip on your shoulder and what it took you to get to this point. All right, go back in time and remember when nobody freaking gave you a chance. You know, you may have been a stud in high school and college, and then you're in that space. Don't forget how you got to those points where you were the best. All right, sometimes we take that for granted. You can't go through the motions to be great. And if you're back, let's go. Let's go, man. Let's ride. It's a lot of good things going for you guys, man. I know the journey sucks. It's hard sometimes. You hit a lot of pitfalls. A lot of you guys are deserving. We are a playoff team, guys. We are a championship team. We just fell short. You guys did a hell of a job. It breaks my heart that you guys have to go home tomorrow. It really does. But 7-3, playing in front of a great fan base. You guys had it made on that sense, man. That was fun. Fans are awesome. City of St. Louis embraced us. And that's exciting environment to play in, man. And last, man, I'll just leave you with this. Just attack your goals like your life depends on it, man. Attack your goals like your life depends on it. It's really it for me, guys. You know, I'm disappointed. We are a playoff team. But let's be real, okay? 2 weeks ago, we had our opportunity to grasp this thing. I mean, it is what it is. Love you guys, man. Seriously.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on. 2 weeks ago, St. Louis, he said we had a chance to grasp it, and we didn't.
We could have split with DC, or we could have took care of business at home. You fill in the blank. Doesn't matter.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, you heard
Because I'm really annoyed right now.
from the coach himself. We shit the bed. We could have taken care of that 2 weeks ago, and we didn't.
No, listen. I'm going to ask
Go
a
ahead.
question. XFL, why the hell are you going to give them a trash bag? You mean to tell me that these players work their ass off this entire season, and you're going to give them a trash bag to
At least a
put all
duffel
their
bag.
stuff in? Give them a bag, a real bag. Maybe with the team logo on it, maybe? I mean, that is disgusting. You guys are better than that. I'm sorry, but, like, I'm not okay. When I saw that video, I was disgusted. We had just had Trey on here, who is the most humble man, and you guys want to give him a trash bag to put all of his stuff in at the end and tell him to get the hell out?
So hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on, Amanda. Okay, so here we go. The good doctor says, okay, this is just another way the XFL dropped the ball. The league put this out, have a real camera, makes it look super nice and produce like a real league. Opportunity missed by the league. Once again, this coach is a class act. Arlitz says, damn, that's kind of sad to look at. He goes,
You know what, the good doctor? I don't care
Hold on,
whether all
Amanda,
leagues
we
do
got-
that or not. That's
Oh.
stupid.
I'm just
You
saying,
better.
Amanda, Arlitz laughing. Good doctor says, Amanda, NFL
Don't
does
care.
trash bags. The mayor
care.
says, unwashed laundry. The nerd, as Amanda likes to call him, says all leagues do that.
He's not the nerd. I like him.
Oh, now she likes him, Ed. Now she likes him.
I like
Oh.
him. It's just, come on, you guys. You're
Here-
the XFL league. You mean to tell me?
Russ
I don't
says-
care, Russ. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Look at me. I'm getting red and getting hot.
All right.
Russ,
What are you
I
getting
don't
upset
care.
about?
All leagues do it. I'm just going to keep doing it. Oh, Viva Texas says took a play out of the WWE handbook. That's what they do when they fire players. Whew, that's a shot.
Look at me, Russ. I don't care.
That was
I
Viva
don't care.
Texas that said that, Amanda.
No, I'm telling Russ right now. I don't care.
I heard that all the time.
You don't give a trash bag to players that work their ass off all season.
Dirty, you can run that back time and time and time again. That's what I had to listen to all through high school. I don't care. I don't care.
Welcome to
Listen
the
to me.
welcome to the
Don't
B-Hawk
care.
Live show. Again, Amanda's taking the show over and
I
went
don't
on one
care.
of her tirades. I'm one of the hosts, Dirty. Sitting next to me over there is the Queen Hyena herself, Amanda, who took the show over because she got
No,
mad because
Arlington. Amanda's not learning a lesson here. I'm not learning nothing. You know what I'm learning? Is that I don't put up with bullshit. That's what I'm learning. Sorry. Thank you, Russ. Appreciate you. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm
Mayor
really
says they all got
sweating.
travel bags from the Nucci. The smelly
Okay.
laundry goes in the apartment-proof bag. The USF Army hands out waterproof bags for travel home.
They're better than hefty trash bags that are
The trash
see-through.
bag thing is a normal thing for any league or even college. Maybe a chick thing not to like.
Get over yourself, good doctor. Bye. Get off the show. See ya. I'm hot. I can't do this no more.
38 Hot Amanda
Thank you.
says, do you all hear how silly that sounds, Amanda? You're welcome, Amanda. Again, welcome to the B-Hawk Live show. We're in overtime.
Thanks,
I'm
Russ.
one of the-
Appreciate you.
I'm one of the hosts, Dirty.
Mhm.
Queen Hyena hijacked the last part of the show because she got violent over trash bags.
No,
Right below me.
listen. It's about respect. What did the XFL say at the beginning of the season? What did they say? It's all about respect and gaining respect. You don't give players a trash bag at the end of the season and say, okay, clean up.
Oh, her mic stopped working, Ed, for some reason. I don't know why it stopped working. I don't know. Amanda's having some mic problems tonight here. I don't know what's going on, Ed. Do you?
I
you,
can't
Ed?
figure
I
it out either. but-
I can't figure it out either. I mean, good doctor says they sold you some bullshit and you bought it. It's okay. Okay.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, as fans, you got to have a little bit of integrity. Amanda and I
Wait, I
went to
think-
DC.
I think Amanda's microphone is working again. Is your microphone working? Give a thumbs up. I think it's.
No.
Oh, it's not working anymore. Oh, I don't know what's going on here.
Amanda and I went to DC and we had a great time. But you know what? The fans treated us great, but we also treated them great. We wasn't those guys that showed up in their stadium just to be assholes and say all the stupid stuff that gets you in trouble. If you respect the game and you respect the fans, everybody's going to enjoy it. So, I don't know. Check yourself.
The mayor says, "How do you pack dirty laundry without a trash bag?" I mean, he's got a point. I think is her mic working yet, or I don't know. Is it working? Oh, somebody just clicked on. Oh shit, we're in trouble now. Okay, I think her mic is working. Is your mic
Go
working?
ahead, Arlington. Say
Oh.
something. Go ahead. Where's he at?
Are we done? Are we done? We're an hour and a half in.
Why isn't anybody ever on my side? I'm
Well,
sorry, but
I think you-
I'm over it. I'm over
think
it.
you
Got to
changed-
I'm
go.
on your side. Once you
Got to
reach
go.
like 25 years old, I was on your side.
On that note, bye, y'all.
I didn't do that. That's all Arlington. Dirty is the man. Amanda without a microphone is still powerful.
What does that mean, people? What does that tell you?
Right here. The show's daddy is on. Scolded you for getting over it. Be humble.
I said I'm with you, Queen. That's right.
Amanda, would you like to end the show?
On that note, everybody.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right. The Gooch dance. Go Gooch.
On that note, everybody, this
You're
is
gonna
B-Hawk
win.
Live, and we are out because we are not watching that nasty dance that's going on right there. Okay, turn this off. Ugh. Turn this off.